on Daily Trades by Rin. Um, that is me. On July 14th, 2026, I'm currently down $11. Um, well, it ranges. But yeah, my whole goal is to trying to make a few bucks. I'm risking about $20 right now, and I'm already down 13. So as much, so the most I can lose is um, $20, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, about $21. So I'm happily there. And like I said again, I need this to go above 754. Currently at 751.9. So kind of like playing around the 752 area, and so yeah, and I got it for a um, bearish bull, which is I got it for a long position to go up. Okay, so yeah, so I actually gained earlier today. I took a again about $6 up here, at 16%. No, actually, that was probably more about $15. But then, or no, maybe 11, $12. But then I got into a new position and kind of down about probably $2 um below what I started with earlier today. So all in all, it's not bad. Um, yeah, I just needed to go back to like, I mean, I think it dropped a little bit towards, you know, a little bit past my where it was. It was actually moving towards 753 or like 52 point 52 and 50 cents or something like that. So it's I mean, we see like a downward movement here. It went below the VWAP, and actually it went below the lower standard deviation of VWAP. So yeah, so the light blue line right here is going to be the VWAP itself, and then these are the standard deviation of VWAP, which just means like if I would have started like in the beginning of the day, my VWAP would look much different. So like right here, see, so my VWAP, this would be like the bottom, right? That is the lowest point, and then that would be the highest point, and then the middle area would be whatever, and then it would just probably be hanging around the middle, almost the middle area right now, and then the highest area would be up there where 153 is, means 753. So we're actually looking pretty good. Um, Staying within $10 range. I'm down about $2-3 here. I slightly went up a little bit. Yeah. So I got it for a bullish going up. And like I said, I added new indicators, right? The VWAP and also the accumulation distribution indicator. And to read this, so the accumulation distribution indicator shows you like the potential reversal, right? So when it starts distributing, like right here, right? Potentially it could be a reversal depending on how you read the accumulation distribution indicator um, chart. You know what I mean? So apparently it's supposed to start diverging, right? When you see a divergence in the chart, so let's say this is going up, it's going down, right? That's going down, and this is going up, right? You see that? So that's where you see a reversal, right? So going down, this is going up, right? And then for a little bit there, you know, um, and then it's going to accumulate or accumulate here, and then it's going to start distributing. But the definition is kind of weird. You know, what I mean, when they say accumulation, right? It seems like an accumulation and distribution. To me, accumulation is like to build up, right? So I mean, the way they define the accumulation is like you're buying it, right? And then distribution is what, right? Apparently, distribution is like selling off or something, right? So if you talk about it that way, then it's just you're buying. Okay, I'm buying right now, right? And then I'm gonna sell off, right? So technically, this part right here is the distribution, right? And then if this is going upwards, this is where you're buying. You know what I mean? So when you go over here, right, this is your accumulation, right? So how do you define the sell-off over here? You know what I mean? Kind of weird. But you do see a divergent though. See divergent. So you start seeing this kind of like um, thingy where this is going down, it's going up, so you're diverging, right? Even though this is going up, and like the whole time this is going up, right? It's diverging here, so then you would assume, but this is where it's going to take the reversal to go down, right? But then if you have a strong bullish movement the whole day through, right? So this is why you can't like depend on one study to give you your movements, right? So our goal is to learn about movements, right? So that's why you can depend on one study because the one study is going to fail you, right? So you're expecting reversal on the divergent, right? So this is going up, this is going down. This is obviously you see a divergent here, right? So you can look at it. It's going to be lower highs, right? Lower highs. So the next one's going to be a lower low on the lower end, right? So if you look at this, it's still higher high, right? Even though this is going lower low, right? So you should be looking at a reversal, and somewhere along the line it's going to dip towards the end of the day, right? But I'm I bought it earlier. I bought it over probably not even at 11. I probably bought it like around here. Yeah, around here, maybe like around here, 10 something, 10:30, right? Because I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, dude, we're gonna go to 754, right? And so when it went over here, which is probably pretty close to the day high, which is 753, you know, I'm assuming that hey, look, I bought over here. We're gonna keep on going with this trend to go bullish, right? But then fortunately, I took a low risk contract because I took it at discount, right? I'm like, hey, look, you know what? It might not do it for me, so I'm just gonna buy it like one that's far off, right? Where it's aiming towards where I want it to be, but at least I'll get it at a discount. You know what I mean? So at most I'll lose 20 bucks, $21. But yeah, I'm looking pretty good. Solid minus well on a good trend. So like when this is like the numbers right here, when it's moving up or down way fast like this, right? You can't lock it in at the lowest price or the highest price that you want it for. Or like at this point, I don't want it to take out most of my money, right? So I'll probably try to cut off when I see a 7, but then it won't execute because it's fluctuating between 7 and like 15, and 15 is the majority of my pot already. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. But okay, let's see if there's that. So right now it's converging. Oh wait, so it's kind of converging with each other, right? Which is a good sign. Like I said, right? It's bullish again, right? Over here it was diverging because you see this going down, but this is going up, right? That's diverging, right? So that's an indicator that it might be crashing. But if I have a whole day of a bullish uh, arrow going up, then what would I stick with? What would I stick with the bullish going up? But this indicates a reversal right here with the accumulation distribution uh, study, right? And then I was watching one guy. He was like, "Well, it's trading's very easy, right?" He goes, "Just wake up at 6:30, figure out what the previous candlestick was. If 6:30 was a bullish, then you target the swing on the upside, right?" That's not the case. Go to 80. So it is reversing, right? So at least we can say we learned something new with the indicator. All right. So 6:30 minute time frame, right? On the 15 minute. So first 15 minutes, yeah, it's bullish, right? So this one is like lower than this one on the 15 minute though, right? And then that gives you kind of a bullish sentiment going up. So you go to the 1 minute, right? So this is where it gets tricky, right? So both your 1 minute and your 15 minute shows you a different thing. Go back to the 1 minute where this thing is hopefully it's not still frozen. Yeah, no, it's good. Okay. At 6:30, right? So at 6:30, I mean at 6:29 or 28, 29, 6:30, 6:29. See how it crashed a little bit there, right? That's a whole 5 minutes. You're like, oh dang, it's crashing, right? So people would probably look for it to be bare, which it does bear out all the way to here, right? 7 o'clock for 1 hour before it starts transitioning up. Is it even converging into anything? Probably not. It should be converging to a price line, but it's not even doing that. Well, technically, right here was doing that, right? But as soon as it got to the, the wedge right here, right? So this wedge right here, it crashed, right? Because the price line was too strong. Now, the other day, we did the same wedge, and then it went up, right? So, exactly the same wedge, too. Let's see here. Earlier in the day, it had an upward movement like this. You know what I mean? So now we got a wedge, right? So it crashed here, and it started doing the same thing. So you look at it, right? So you look at this, I mean, a longer time frame, right? Let's see. Let's look at the A and D. The A and D are accumulation distribution indicator, right? So let's look at our theory of the reversal, right? So this goes down. This started to distribute, right? This goes down. Let's look for a reversal though. This goes up. This is going down. This goes up. Are you seeing it? This is going up. This is kind of going down. So this is going up, right? This is kind of going down. That's crazy. That's your divergence right there. All right. So, okay, you got your, and then you got your accumulation. So buy distribution. No, this is your accumulation, right? You're buying accumulation, right? Your distribution going down, and you start accumulating again. So in your accumulation, let's cut out. Let's cut out. Let's try to cut out let's try to cut out at 12. Let's see if we can cut out at 12. Okay, so I bought it at 79. Let's try to cut out at 80. 93. I want to save myself $7. 92. That's not bad. All right, 92. Let's see what sell me at 92. I mean, I still got like 30 minutes to go before it automatically pull me out. So, I mean, technically, I just have to go back up to towards what do you call it? Yeah, towards 752, 752, what? 752, 952, 50. So that's not bad. I'm already in the money, so I think my data stays the same when you're in the money. I don't know what does VWAP mean? Accumulation volume or something? Accumulation of the volume profile. I think that's what it is. So it's like it stays around the volume, right? And if it goes past that, then it creates a new area. All right. Yeah, we're doing seeing bullish thing again. So it hit our bullish line and it decides to go back up above that. So okay. Yeah. Well, let's see. So we're looking at. Let's see. Let's go this. Let's see the range in our thing. Yeah. So it's not as spread out. So if this is spread out so far, right? You can never get the smaller number, right? Like right here. Yeah, I don't want to go for 100. That's the whole thing. That's my whole $21. It's in the money and it's close to the time, right? So that's why I just give me that 100%. You know what I mean? Which is the majority of my money. Yeah, we're staying at this line right here. It's not even a wedge. It's not even trying to go to this line. If we go to this line, like literally, I probably break even. But it's not even doing that. But if you guys really want to learn patience, at least if you're gonna lose $21, why not try to, you know, like cut it right here, right, 95. Then you will have save $5, right? See, I saved $5. I played like low risk, kind of low risk type thing. low risk, it's both. It's low risk and high risk at the same time. You know what I mean? It's how much money you want to put up and for how much money you want to get back, right? So if you take a bigger discount deal, then you're kind of way out of the money. Well, you're way in to the money or inside the zone, right? But your range to get out of the money is a lot more great, right? But then you get a bigger discount. You know what I mean? So um your risk level is lower based on how much money you lose. But you already know that you're gonna lose that money, right? So the only way for you to get that money back is for you to actually make it the right choice. It forces you to make the right choice, right? Which is, hey, look, I'm getting you in the money, but I'm so far away. You have to go all the way up here to give me my gains. You know what I mean? So you do that. You start out early, right? You get in the money. You start out early during the day, right? By the end of the day, it starts pulling itself, right? Like halfway through the day, right? Then you get a lot of the gains, like maybe 50% of it, right? But that's how you make kind of money, you know. But that's how a bullish move went from the beginning. You know what I mean? Just the way you draw this graph, right? Even though it crashed, it still wants to go up. You know what I mean? Going up, crash. It still want to go up, right? So overall, it has a bullish sentiment. You know what I mean? Actually, you probably call this a bullish bear, right? Bullish is bullish, but it's bearing, so it's like kind of sideways. So it's a rally going up. Yesterday was a bearish bull, right? Bearish bull is going down, but it has this thing where it just keeps on trying to slide up. So bullish bear, bearish bull. But if I were to describe it, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Sometimes I call it bearish bull, right? I would rather call this a bearish bull. If you look at the longer time frame, what are we seeing, right? Like it's really just rallying back and forth, boom, 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 right? So we have this big old bull going up, right, and then it crashed. So technically, if we're trading day to day, we're actually probably describing the bullish bear, bearish bull on a day to day basis, right? But if you look at the week, then you also see like a trending, right? Oh yeah, it's bulls today, but the majority of the week it's bearish. You know what I mean? So I think that's how I was like looking at it, right? So yeah, it can be a bullish day, but it has a bearish sentiment, right, throughout the week. You know what I mean? So like, you know, but technically, if you were to look at this like this with the accumulation and distribution in the longer time frame, the bigger picture, right? Where's your divergence at? You know what I mean? So then you look for your reversals and divergent, and then that's where you figure, okay, look, it's bearish, right? It's still bearish. You know what I mean? Yep. That's gonna conclude my day for the day, guys. So today was a red day. I didn't lose that much, probably um 7 8 bucks. You know what I mean? Staying around like this right now. I'm probably at 138 ish total in my account. Not too bad. Not too bad. 15 actually, probably 135. No, 130. Yeah, probably 138, 140. I did gain. I was almost at 150 today, and then I lost 15, probably 180, 135. Yeah, 135, 136. Um, look at this. It goes back to where I want it, and then probably break even, and then I'll probably stay in the green zone. Up $3. I did about 3 trades today, guys, in total. But anyways, all right, guys, that's it for me today. Today is uh, July 14th, 2026. You are joining me live today um, on our daily trades by Rin. My name is Rin, and I'm signing out. Peace.